Ramadasa, Sannidhanam Suryanarayana Shastri. Summary of the lesson. Introduction. The lesson Ramadasa is an extract from the Andhra Kavya Katha written by Sri Sannidhanam Suryanarayana Shastri. Sri Shastri was born in the village Kandriga in the district of East Godavari in Andhra Pradesh. His parents were Buchiramamma and Subbaya. He wrote 45 books in Telugu and Sanskrit. The story of Kancharla Gopanna, who built the famous temple of Bhadrachalam, was described in the lesson Ramadasa. The boy and the teacher. One day, an ascetic came to the village singing songs in praise of Lord Rama. O Rama, the beloved of Sita, I don't have 1,000 eyes, hands or mouths. How can I worship you or see you? I do not desire wealth, progeny, longevity, or heaven. I got this human birth after hundreds of births. Lead me unto the highest plane. People who listened to his songs were attracted by the sweetness of his voice. A 10-year-old boy offered him alms when he came to his house and sang those songs again and again. He followed the ascetic wherever he went. The ascetic stayed there for 4 days. He felt happy with the boy who followed him thus and gave him the Taraka mantra, the mantra of Rama. From then onwards, the boy spent his time every day reciting that mantra, worshipping the image of Rama and reading the Ramayana. The post of Sahildar. The boy's father was afraid those childish acts of the boy and fearing that he might be away from worldly knowledge, sent him to his maternal uncle Madanna, who was the minister of the Sultan of Golconda. The boy studied science and polity there. When he became a young, he married uncle's daughter. Then he was made a Tahsildar by Abul Hasan, the Muslim king. Even though Gopana was made Tahsildar, his mind was engrossed in the worship of Sri Rama. For him, serving Rama was the main duty, and the duties of the Tahsildar were secondary. Till afternoon, he spent his time in the worship of Rama. After that, he attended administrative work. In the evenings, till midnight, he continued to his meditation and worship. Finding the idol of Rama. One day, while he was roaming the mountains, he found a stone idol of Rama. It lay among thorny shrubs, drenching in rains, beaten by winds, and exposed to sunlight. On seeing it, his eyes were filled with tears. He fell before the idol and remained silent for some time. Having regained composure, he made a vow. Lord, very soon I will build a temple for you here. His dream. Gopana returned home and thought about the money to build the temple. One day, Lord Sri Rama appeared in his dream and taught him a yoga. The next morning, when he woke up, Gopana performed that yoga and started the work of temple building. The citizens involved themselves with devotion in that work. The king's tax. A messenger who was sent by Madanna to remind Gopana of the tax collected to be paid to the Sultan, returned and told Madanna that he gave the letter to Gopana. He further added that he told him that if he did not pay the tax, Madanna would be punished. Because he alone was specifying the Sultan till then, the messenger added that Ramadasa did not respond to his words but continued to sing and made others also sing songs on Rama. For him, there was no day or night. He would bow to Rama as if he stood before him. Every minute he would either meditate, sing, or worship. Women, men, and children behaved as if they were his paid servants. They call him Ramadasa. He made others also servants of Rama. One did not know where from did he get the money to build the temple on that hill. Those who visited that place would not want to return. We, however, returned for the fear of king's punishment. The king's order. On hearing that, Madana thought to himself, the Sultan is very strict. Gopana spent the tax money without informing him. I don't know what will the Sultan order is meant. One who offended the king needs to be punished. I am with a rope that has nooses at both ends. Only Rama shall save him and me. After 2 or 3 days, after 2 or 3 days, the Sultan inquired Madanna about the collection of tax from Gopanna. The Sultan became angry and ordered his soldiers to arrest Gopanna. As imprisonment, Ramadasa was brought to the presence of the king with his hands tied behind his back. When he questioned by the king, Ramadasa said that he spent the tax collection on the construction of the temple as guided by Lord Rama. The king shouted that whether he thought the money belongs to his father. He would die if he did not pay it back. Ramadasa said that was Rama's money and it was offered to Rama only. The king should feel blessed as a temple was built in his kingdom, and he would be afraid of the king as he was devotee of Rama. Life in jail. The king asked the soldiers to punish Ramadasa with whiplashes and stick blows. Ramadasa was chained and sent to jail. He was put in a cell where sunlight or wind did not enter. Flies, mosquitoes, and bed bugs prevailed in the sleeping area. He was given stale food and salty water. He was made to bear stone slabs on his back, head and shoulders. He was lashed with whips, slapped and beaten with sticks and fish blows. He was made to clean the royal palace, wash the dishes, and water the plants. The soldiers taunted him, saying that he would be beheaded the next morning. Their arrows were eager for his blood. They would throw him down from hilltop. His body would bear burnt marks. He was asked return the money. They asked him whether it was his parental income. Ramadasa's prayer. Unable to bear the torture, Ramadasa cried aloud, O son of Dashraddha, I lost my voice. Having shouted repeatedly, my sight became obscured, having looked and looked in all directions. I spent all the money for building your temple only, but you are sleeping happily in your heaven. Don't you hear me? Are you deaf? Why don't you come? Are you lame? Why don't you reply? Are you dumb? Till now, I believed that you are a wish yielding tree and not a thorny tree. I am a fool to seek you just as the parrot seeks a fruit of salmali. An ignorant one seeks the flower of sky, or the unfortunate seeks treasure. How long do you test me? The soldiers of the Sultan want to kill me. Do you want to make true the saying, wait till death? I will bestow all fortunes. I never doubted that my worship will be bowing to the sleeping person. It is watering a stone and churning the water. Your rescuing of Gajendra, Draupadi, and Prahlada was false. I believe it if you save me. I cannot bear this. Then he prayed to Sita. Generally, men are hard hearted. It is said the hearts of women are soft. So I shall pray to Mother Sita, having thought so. He prayed to Sita, please report to Rama my condition in such a way that he takes pity on me. He cannot say no to you. Usually, mothers will have more love for their children than fathers. If mother neglects children, then what is the recourse? Mother, I will wait for one day before taking my life. Meditating both of you on hearing his pitiable wailing as if urged by Sita, Rama along with Lakshmana went to save him, the gods and the Sultan. During the midnight hours, two young men appeared before the sleeping Sultan in his royal chamber, whose doors were tightly bolted. They were handsome, well built, and carried bows and arrows. On hearing their footsteps, the Sultan woke up and got down from his bed. Shivering with fear, he asked them how they entered without opening the doors that were guarded by his men, what the purpose of their visit was. Then the elder of the two said that he was Rama and other was his brother Lakshmana. They were the servants of Ramadasa. They came there at his order to pay the money. They asked the Sultan to take the money and issue the release order of Ramadasa immediately. But after they left with the order, the money also was gone. The two brothers went to the jail and got Ramadasa released. Then they disappeared. The soldiers reported what had happened to the king. Realizing that it was a divine act, the king called for Ramadasa. The king's praise. The king praised Ramadasa as a blessed one, as Rama himself became his servant. The king also felt blessed as the God appeared before him. He requested Ramadasa to forgive him and make him eligible to receive the grace of the God. The soldiers of the Sultan also prayed Ramadasa to forgive them. The Sultan gifted many valuables to Ramadasa and sent him away. The people of Bhadrachala welcomed Ramadasa joyfully. Ramadasa performed the marriage of Sita and Rama with the money given by the Sultan. The Sultan became the trustee of the Bhadrachalam temple. Ramadasa's liberation. Ramadasa spent his life in the service of Rama. He was the priest of the temple. He was the architect of the temple. He was the sweeper there, thus becoming everything there. He served his God. After some time, he prayed to the Lord to grant him liberation from the life. After 3 days, a horseman with a horse, he asked Ramadasa to mount the horse. The horse galloped and stopped in front of the temple. While everyone was watching with curiosity, Ramadasa entered the image of Rama along with the horseman and the horse. That horse was Lakshmana and the horseman was Sri Rama. ಧನ್ಯವಾದः.